Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So I got an email from a subscriber. I'm going to read this real quick. It says, I went out on a date with this chick from Tinder. So we went to the sushi restaurant. We had a good conversation and I could tell she was into me by her body language. I spent 60 euros on the meal. I live in Amsterdam. After the meal, we went to her car. We had an intense kissing session. I'm talking about tongue kissing and all that stuff and touching. So I knew she was into me. A couple of days later, she texted me about my exams and I asked her what she was doing this week because I wanted to see her again. This is when she started to act a little bit distant. She was telling me that she was really busy and all that, but she couldn't answer my question when she would be free. I asked her when she was going to be free, but she didn't text back. I'm really confused because I thought I had this chick. She was literally biting my lips a few days ago, and now she's finding it hard to text back. I need you on this one, Mr. Locario. Please make a video about this. All right, so, man, there's a couple things going on in here, and I got to talk about the amount of money you're spending on this chick, or when you're going out on first dates, whatever. But before we get into that, because you want to know like what's going on, like you hit her up, you wanted to see her again, and she's sort of like avoiding your question and everything. And this goes for any other guys in these situations. When you are dealing with a chick and you go out on the first date with her or whatever, and then you try to get back in contact with her, and shit doesn't go down, or you might go on a first or second date or whatever, and then you try to get in contact with her, you're trying to meet up with her again, and then she's sort of giving you the runaround, or she's sort of taking long to text back, or you just don't hear from her, whatever it is, right? The thing is that there's a lot of times when you're dealing with a girl and she is basically with other dudes at the same time as she's seeing you, in most cases. And so she's sort of trying to figure out what she wants to do in this situation. So let's say she was seeing you and she's probably seeing 2 or 3 other dudes, and maybe she's seeing this one other dude that she probably met before you, or they had something going on, and she might like you and she likes the other guy. And then let's say something happens where her and the other guy, she thinks that it could be a more serious relationship, or she feels like, oh, this guy could be my boyfriend. So now she's going to feel funny, sort of, seeing you again, or you understand what I'm saying? Or what happens is, there could be situations like in your situation, you said you were kissing her, everything was all good and all that other stuff. So in that moment, she was feeling it. And then later on, maybe she sort of had a change of heart at some point, you understand? But in your situation, it seemed like she was into you because y'all were doing that stuff, and then you said a couple days later she texted you about your exam, so she was sort of like seeing what's popping, right? But then you said you was like, hey, what's up for this week or whatever, and she sort of just went cold on it, you understand? So the thing is, it may be that she is messing with some other dudes, and she's, going through all that bullshit, and she's all over the place, right? But that's besides the point. The point I want to say here is this, and this goes for all you guys out there. When you are in a situation like this, where you're trying to get in contact with a chick, and you're trying to make something happen, and you text her or you call her, and she doesn't get back to you, right? If you do this, and she doesn't get back to you, what you could do is wait a week and then text her, hit her up again next week, right? Now, if at this point she doesn't get back in touch with you, you charge this to the game, you keep it moving. Now, see, me personally, I only text the chick once. You understand? So if I went out with a chick and I say, hey, was good, I had a good time with you, when are you free next, let's make something happen. And if I don't hear from her, she's done. That's just how I am. But you could try to hit her up the next week if you want to, because what could happen within those, week or two or whatever, while she's figuring out all that bullshit with her and the other dude, because 9 times out of 10, there's another dude. You understand? Chicks are dating multiple guys. Don't ever get it confused. Okay. This is what's going down. It's going down. Right. So within those 2 weeks, the guy who she thought was going to be her main guy, or this guy that she thought she might have a relationship with, the shit probably, didn't work out or whatever. And then now that you hit her up again, she's like, oh, hey, what's up? Blah, blah, blah. So she sort of had you on the side, just in case. See, the way that chicks do it is different than we do it. See, we'll keep our options open. We'll be seeing 3 or 4 girls and we will see all 3 and 4 girls. Chicks, on the other hand, they'll see 3 or 4 guys and they're looking for that one guy to, out of those 3 or 4 guys to be the main guy. And if they think it's going in that direction, they're spending all their time and energy, focused on that. And this is why sometimes you don't hear back from these chicks, right? So, but either way, if you want to, you can hit her up the next week. And then, if she gets in contact with you, y'all set up something, you see her again, whatever. Right. But if you hit her up that next week and she doesn't, return the calls or whatever, you charge her to the game. Right. And sometimes what's going to happen in those situations is like once you stop calling her, once she sees that you stop calling her, there's certain situations where she might call you back. She might hit you back up. And then if she does, then you just set up another date and, make it do what it do. Right. But the thing I really want to talk about here is the amount of money that you spent on this date. And this is, you spent way too much money on this chick. When you guys are going out on first dates, I usually say the first 3 dates, the shit needs to be cheap as hell. Okay, on my and all of you guys should be a part of the Bad Boy membership, because if you go to the Bad Boy membership site, go to badboymembership.com. I have an audio program called How to, Go on Dates for $10 or Less. So it teaches you how to go on cheap dates. And the reason why it's important for you to go on cheap dates is because, most of the girls that you're dealing with, right, there's going to be a lot of girls you're going to go on dates with and you're never going to see them again. You're going to go on the first date and you will never see this chick again. Right. So, you said you spent 60 euros. Right. So let's say, for sake of argument, you end up never seeing this girl again. You see what I mean? So now you spend all that money and you're never going to see the chick again. And the thing is that you should be dating multiple women. So if you're dating multiple women, you want to be able to make sure that it's cost effective. You understand what I'm saying? So, when you're going out and you're doing things, you got to make sure that the dates are cheap, because you're dealing with chicks who are just all over the place. You understand? Because as good as it, seems at the moment, it doesn't necessarily guarantee that you're going to see her again. You understand? I've been through the same shit lots of times. There's been times where, I've met chicks at, like bars and stuff. We didn't even go on a date. We're just at a bar. I met her at the bar. We're talking, we end up making out. She ends up jerking me off or something in the bar or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? And then, like, I don't hear from her again. You see what I'm saying? Like, the shit goes down like that. It happens, right? So the thing is, but if you guys are going on dates and shit, right, you have to make sure that you are spending as little money as possible, because you may never see the chick again, or the date might be a bad date. You might not really like the chick, or, realize she's a psycho or ridiculous or whatever it is. You might not really want to fuck with her anymore. So it doesn't make sense for you to spend that amount of money. You understand what I'm saying? So you guys have to make sure that the dates that you go on are cheap. This is imperative. You have to do this, because if you don't, you're going to be wasting a lot of money, going out and dealing with these chicks. You understand? And if you could find dates that are actually free, you understand, that's even better. You understand? Because you want to put in the least amount of money, until a chick is really your girlfriend or your wife or whatever it is. You understand? Like some chick you're really, really seeing, you shouldn't be spending, exuberant amounts of money at all. You understand? Like, a chick doesn't deserve that type of interaction with you at this point. At this point, you're just sort of getting to know her. You're evaluating her. You're seeing, what she's about. So do not be taking these chicks to dinner. If anything, take them to get some coffee. You understand what I'm saying? Take them to get a drink or something at happy hour, but do not go out here, spending all this money, because you're going to be wasting a lot of money. You feel me? And so, guys, make sure you go to badboymembership.com right now and listen to my audio, How to Go on Dates for $10 or Less. And make sure you hear the other audio and video tutorials on the Bad Boy membership. And if you have a question, make sure you send me your question and I will holler at you later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm out of here. All right, now before you click off this video, I need you to do 3 quick things. First, I need you to click the link below to send me your questions, because if you have any questions, I'll answer them in a video. 2, click the link under that to get my free ebook, The Magnificent 10 Crucial Dating Tips for Men. It gives you 10 tips on how to attract beautiful women. And number 3, I want you to click the link under that to go to badboymembership.com, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video tutorials every month. Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.